Can you tell me if we're live?
Let's see, refreshing. So did you hit the little, after you typed in the title at the bottom, the little blue button that says go live? Oh, it says webinar is now streaming live on Facebook. Yes.
Wait, hold on, done. Hold on. Okay. All right, everybody. We did it. Yay.
Yay!
Okay, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to get off of Facebook though. Let me go back to where we were.
Yeah, come back to the Zoom window.
Wait, how can I go back to the Zoom window? I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me.
She's doing great.
Oh, thank you. Maybe I'll just watch you on here. Hold on.
So do you have a little on your below bar, little icon for Zoom? Just click that. Oh,
hold on a minute. I'm sorry.
It's probably just behind the browser.
Oh, there we are. Okay. All right. Hold on a minute. Sorry, you guys. Bear with me. I'm new to this streaming live on Facebook function. Okay, I'm here. All right. Hey. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Let me just make sure. Let me check in on there. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah. We're not officially starting. Hold on.
Getting ourselves all set up.
We're getting all set up
for fun.
Okay. All right. We're there. We're there.
Nice.
Good morning. We made it. We made it, everybody.
Yay!
A little late in
it's worth the wait.
but we made it.
Yes.
Okay. So what we're doing today, before I announce my wonderful illustrious guest, I got the bling on for Leo Moon, right? We got this, we got to have the cosmic bling. These showed up today. That was fun. Before I announce my amazing guest, we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to just give you the info today. This is not a Q&A session. My beloved guest is busy. I have readings today to do myself. So we're just going to have this be info based. And if you miss this live, of course, we'll have the replay available for you on our respective YouTube channels, also at Lunar Ladies. We'll talk to you later about how you can catch the replay. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Irma Kaye Sawyer, Cosmic Weather, Bright Star. How y'all doing? Yeah, Shannon and I we decided we're going to do these twice a year, hopefully, God is willing. The one for my birthday was a little late.
It's okay.
Like, a month or something. It's not a big deal.
What does Gandalf say, Irma? A wizard is always on time.
That's right. The wizards are always on time. Thank you. That's so correct. Right. Yeah. Mwah, chef's kiss for that. So we're going to try to get together for my birthday, which is in early January, and we'll be talking about the influences the first part of the year, and then we'll get together with beautiful Shannon for her beautiful birthday, which is the end of June, and then we'll be looking at the second half, because there's no way you can do a yearly forecast. There's so much going on. If you did, you would say like hardly anything about everything that's going on. So that's not really all that useful for y'all. So what I'm going to do, and Penny ate her bone, so bear with me. She's a cranky old lady. I'm gonna have to give up and get up for a minute. But, okay, so we're in a 5-year. 2021 is a 5 universal year. It's all about change, right? 5. It's all about. I love it because it's a 5-pointed star, and I'm gonna go back to that in just a minute. But it is kind of an unstable energy. It is all about change. But when you mix that with year of the ox, which is all about, stability, earth plane, being very rooted. That's a very interesting energy, isn't it? Right. So, and then we're starting to have restrictions lifted so we can actually go outside our house more. But this has all been kind of journeys of the mind, journeys of the consciousness, journeys of learning. I took 2 amazing trainings last year in 2020. I thought that was a great use of that time, do some online learning. And this year I'm teaching a lot, getting back to that. So I'll share that with you guys in a little bit. But I thought another beautiful thing about the ox is its feminine energy. And I was getting this anyway, that this is a beautiful year for feminine ventures, for women-owned ventures, like mine, like Shannon, just like a whole group of wonderful sisters that we have in our tribe. I feel like this is a wonderful year for us to thrive with that. So that feels great. And of course, got my notes. Yeah, I wrote my notes and then I had to go back to them. So again, bear with us, that retrograde was, whew. Yeah, glad that's in the rear view. In fact, I have some questions about it. I'll ask you about the air retrogrades in just a minute. Because we want the 411 on that, baby. Oh, do we? Okay. So it was interesting. I got an interesting download this morning because I was thinking, like, what else is there about the 5? And I had gotten this when I was preparing the forecast, the first time a while ago. And the keepers reminded me that we're the 5th element. And traditionally what the 5th element is, besides the cool film,
right,
cool Mila Jovovich, Bruce Willis film, besides that, the 5th element is ether, right? So even though we have all of these elements, all 4 elements on Earth and in our body as human beings, this is very interesting. What we're bringing now, especially as light workers, is we're bringing ether, the consciousness, cosmic consciousness, galactic consciousness, whatever you want to call it, high frequency, high vibrational energies that we're experiencing through the shift. We're the ones that are bringing them, right? Because we're needed here, right? Human beings are needed. We can't just be floating up. You've got to take it and conceptualize it and bring it down to Earth, right? Me being a Capricorn, I get that, right? Saturn's all about crystallizing things into matter. So that's what we need to do. It can't, we need to take these lofty concepts floating around. We need to make them so they're practical. So this is, people that are my generation, what I call the straight no chaser generation, the Pluto and Virgo. It's an acquired taste. It's not for everyone.
It's an acquired taste. I love it.
People either love it or they don't. And if you love it, great. Well, chef's kiss for you. I love that. Not everybody loves it. It's okay. But that's one of the things that we're here to do. And of course, not just our generation, but I relate to that, of course, because it's Virgo and it's practical, it's earth plane, right? It's kind of a how-to. Like people have said my books are kind of like how-to manuals, which I take as a great compliment. And the next one I'm working on is going to also be that. And as you guys know, I registered the paperwork to trademark the title.
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you. And when I get that back, I will be announcing that to everyone. So as far as you can tell, my dear, we're still good, right? Can you check on that for the live?
Definitely. Okay, right
there. Still in the shadow. Just want to cover all the bases.
Exactly. Now you're on your personal page?
Yes, I'm on my personal page.
Okay.
I think I am. I'll go look.
Yeah, you go look.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
Okay, moving on. I just want to make sure. A couple of things before I turn it over to my amazing, amazing guest today. Pisces season. Love me some Pisces season. I was advised by guidance, to take a little mini trip. And this is normally a good time of year for me to take some time anyway, just for Pisces is a great time, especially in that Virgo moon that we have coming up, Virgo full moon, which really highlights your health. So this is a really good time to go, what can I do to, support my health a little bit better? And for me, it means getting unplugged and going to the ocean and just chilling out. So I planned for a couple of days of doing that. And it was very interesting in researching this. I knew that was going to be the dark of the new moon, which is March 13th. And I was going to be gone that week before. But I looked up and I found out that we've got a beautiful Sun-Neptune conjunction. And by degree and sign. Of course, we have it by sign the entire time. But by degree, we'll have it from the 1st to the 11th. Don't you dig those numbers?
Yes, 1st to the 11th.
Yeah, those ones. We like those ones. And that's a beautiful little 10-day chunk of time. So letting y'all know now that looking at Pisces season, March 1st through March 11th, we'll have a Sun-Neptune conjunction, which of course is beautiful for inspiration. It's beautiful, it's 12th house, it's cosmic consciousness, it's great for downloads, it's great for all of that. What do we want to avoid? We want to avoid addiction, we want to avoid checking out. You want to avoid, indulgent behavior, whatever that is. With me, I have to watch screen time, things like that. That would be, you have to be, to make best use of that energy would just be stay balanced. And I was writing about don't be a confused fish. Don't be too fishes going in two different directions. I know, like, where do we go? Right. Yeah. It's like go with the flow, but stay on that one stream, stay in the steady stream, right? Because Neptunian, I know all about it. Got it in the first house. It could be confusing. You could go, oh, wait, what am I supposed to be doing this over here? So it's like use your intuition, stay on point, go with the flow. That's really good advice, I think, for that time period. Would you agree, my friend?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Because there's so much in our collective unconscious that tends to swim in multiple directions. So when you can be conscious in the collective, that's very good.
Yes, it's very important. I know. We love you, all you conscious people right now. We love you. Really, namaste. We love you so much.
Bring in the kindness.
We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Another thing, we've got the next eclipse season is coming up in May. We've got lunar eclipse on May 26th. And then, accompanied by, then right after that, we have Mercury retrograde on May 29th. That's always fun, isn't it? Have an eclipse and a Mercury retrograde.
Woo!
I know. And then it's Gemini all being about communication. So that being a really good opportunity to get very clear on your communication. On another note, I was going to make a healing elixir and I was going to make it in Pisces season, but it came upon me too quick and I just didn't feel like it was the right time. And I didn't really want to make it in retrograde shadow. When I make elixirs there's like, I don't really want it to be with retrograde energy. So I'm going to try to I'm going to make it in May I'm going to make it with Sun and Gemini because Gemini rules the lungs. So I was told that one of the things I wanted to address with the elixir was COVID and especially helping long COVID people.
Yeah, people who've like recovered but have issues.
Yes, that have issues. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people that are in that boat, and I want to do this and make it affordable and get it out there. So that's exciting. But yeah, I mean, this is another opportunity for the collective, right? When we've got Gemini energy, which rules the lungs, and I'm going to talk to you in just a minute about that lovely Jupiter and Pisces and how we can utilize that. So, and then we got the solar eclipse. Of course, they travel in pairs. We have the solar eclipse at 19 degrees of Gemini on June 10th. And these are, some big things coming out that we need to discuss. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce my wonderful friend, the wizardess, the high priestess, sound healer extraordinaire, Miss Shannon Murray of Lunar Ladies, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Take a bow. Yes, take a bow. So, of course, Shannon has so much knowledge. We could chat with y'all all day and there would still be more because she's got so much going on in there. But we decided there was a couple points that we thought would be most useful and interesting for everybody right now. And first of all, my esteemed friend, what could you tell us about these air retrogrades? Because they're in air signs. Do you have some wisdom to share about that?
Yes, thank you, Irma. It's so wonderful to be here, and thank you, Cosmic Weather and the beautiful community. It's always nice to stop by on the Cosmic Couch and say,
"Oh, yay! You're our favorite guest. Come by anytime.
What an honor.
What is it? Come by anytime. We'll talk. No big whoop. Okay.
No big whoop. Thank you for that. That's like
it's Cosmic Coffee Talk.
Exactly. I promise I won't get verklempt on you.
You will not get verklempt. We will not get verklempt. Barbara is not expected to make an appearance, so we'll be all right.
Thank you. Well, that's a really wonderful introduction to the air element. Like, it's like, talking, right? So we're sharing, we're imitating, we're changing our voices, we're using different language, and Irma in that moment just brought me back to like my favorite time watching Saturday Night Live with Mike Myers, because that was when that skit came on. That was just, it's memorable. Like, I'll take it with me till I'm 90, right? So great. So that's the power of the air element. You can use your words, your thoughts, your behaviors, the changing of the sound of your voice, and the way that you embody the ether, right? So the embodiment of the ether is coming through. And when we started this year, January 30th, first of the 3 Mercury retrogrades in 2021, all in air elements. So you can think back, last year the Mercury retrogrades were in water. So it was very emotional.
I remember them well.
Right. A very emotional year.
A little bit emotional. Just a little
bit.
Talking about getting verklempt.
Totally. It's a year of verklempt, right? So now
we were so verklempt. Anyway. Boy, we were very verklempt in 2020. Come on.
Okay, so now we're going to switch gears, elemental gears. We're going out of the water into the air. And air is very light, warm air rises. It's not here or there. It's kind of this timeless place where you can say a word and all of a sudden I'm in the 90s, right? Or you can say something else, I'm in the future. So you can use
cool, time travel element.
Yeah, it's a time travel element.
Cool. Wow. Right? I learned something every time I talk to you, without fail. Thank you.
I feel like, the clown that pulls out the ribbon, from his mouth. He just keeps going and going.
It just keeps going and going and going.
Right. There has to be a moment where it's just like, open that door and zing, now it starts coming out. But we started the first of the Mercury retrogrades in the air element in Aquarius. And I love Irma just mentioned time travel. Aquarius means a lot of things, but I love looking at Aquarius as multiple timelines of possibility. And when you're looking at all these, and they're decided by your choices, right? So if you all of a sudden are in this frame of mind, right, which is very mercurial space, it's our mental body, and we're in this mindset, and then we're starting to make choices and behaviors based all on that mindset, which puts you on a train track for a particular timeline of experience.
That's right? A great way to put it. That's so true. And we're also allowed, because we can go back down. I mean, I did that recently, and especially last year when I wasn't feeling well, I had this weird flu, not COVID, for a few weeks. And it's like when your energy's down and your vibration's down, it affects everything. It affects how you think, it affects how you communicate. And it was like I had to really consciously go, okay, I'm really lower, and I'm not feeling well, my vibration is lower, it's affecting my thoughts. You know what I mean? Like I knew this wasn't going to be the time that I conquered the world or invented some great new thing, or, it just kind of, which is all air stuff too, right? That's all Uranian energy, to invent something or, but I realized that I wasn't there. And those are those times, and I think I'm sharing this because somebody out here needs to hear this. Yeah. There's times you have to just kind of hunker down and just know, the weather, all weather, it will change, and it did. And now I've been, I knew when we hit that Lunar New Year, Shannon and I were talking about that there would be a shift, and there has been a shift, a really, really delightful one. So thank you for that, though. That's really illuminating. But you're right. I think that's important to talk about how your communication does affect your life. And I know there's been a lot of people talking about it and breaking that down, but you broke it down so beautifully. So thank you. Please continue.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I love when you just shared about realizing or becoming aware that that emotional state, it was not your time to create, innovate, and do these things. It was time to hunker down. And that's such what I learned from swimming with the dolphins is when the ocean is crazy and it's choppy and all this stuff, they're hunkering down. They're going down deep where it's more calm. They're going to wait out the storm because they know it will change. And you're going to take care of themselves down in this place. So it's a slower vibe. It's a deeper vibe. It's a healing vibe, right?
Absolutely.
So now, right? So and you coming into your awareness of that was then you were in your crown with your knowledge. What do I know? I know this is how I'm feeling. I know this is what's happening. I know this is not my time. Right. So your crown was bing, 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 letting, the communication was in a really good and healthy place. And then you made your decisions and choices, knowing that with that knowledge.
That's beautiful. On a side note, I wanted to just give a shout out to all the people out there that are really doing a great job in, really bizarre and difficult circumstances. I mean, my gosh. And I mean, I know, cheers. I mean, you guys inspire me every day. I mean, I wanted to just let them know, like, you know, even these little wins, these little victories, even if you think like, oh, this is dumb, or maybe nobody will appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. Like, you know, you had a victory with your child with homeschooling. You had a victory with, you know, with work, over whatever it is, or your health. You know, these people, these long haulers that are really working on their health, and they're coming back from that, and how scary that is. Really, cheers to you guys. I mean, that was another reason, you know, I wanted to come together and just let them know that, like, these are unprecedented times, like people have said. And, you know, people magic, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's,
you know, I'm a big fan, big proponent of people magic, because that's how we're getting it done, right?
Oh yeah, that's how we're going to change the world to where it feeds and nourishes everyone, like the greater good, right? Because from working together and building community and groups, and your soul path tribe, you know, that's coming and has like
Bill Hicks says, this is how we change it to a better ride.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Bill Hicks, that's poetry.
That's how we change it to a better ride for everybody. Exactly. Nobody left out. That's exactly right.
And what's a really beautiful thing in in physics, it only takes 1% of a population to make a shift. So all those people are waking up, all those people are having these awareness, or these what we consider small victories of, yes, I helped my child on Zoom school today, which was like such a foreign environment for a child to, this is when they develop their social skills, being together in a group of their peers and learning in relationships. So that leads me into the next Mercury retrograde. So we started this first one, Aquarius, right? And that was our crown chakra. And then we know we had the big stellium, all the planets.
Where nobody slept for shit. And I told y'all you wouldn't be sleeping, and I was right. And
totally. I was like,
I slept so good last night. Oh, I was so grateful.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Yeah, because when our crowns are open, then and we have all this electrical energy coming through, and it, trying to expand our crowns even more, because Jupiter's there.
Right.
Aquarius, like, right? Because like Irma was saying, the ether, the fifth element, is really wanting to wake up in us.
Right.
Like, reconnect, right?
Right.
I feel like that's the Aquarius ride this year is, what can we do? Like the first thing you want to do is become aware of your crown chakra and learn about it, feel it, experience it, understand what yours is, and ground it down
to
earth.
There's so much to pull us out of our body right now. There's so much. It's like, I feel like I'm a broken record. What do I say? Grounded center, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
I mean, and then people are like, thanks for the reminder. And it's like, yeah, I guess I'm just like the, cosmic, I'm the crystal mom, the cosmic crystal mom in that area. Like, don't forget your coat.
Exactly. Did you eat yet? Did you drink? Water? Like, did you take a nap? Yes.
I know, right?
Things. Right? Yeah. That the Virgo full moon and that health and wellness, make it practical. Keep the kiss, keep it simple, sweetheart. Like, because you'll do it every day, and it's the everyday that we need. Because Saturn is hanging out in Aquarius, and he's like, I'm building a new structure.
Right.
And Saturn's like, practice makes perfect, and I'm gonna like get rid of all the ridiculousness and get you on your yoga mat.
I know. Keep it simple, sweetheart is like the most Cancerian thing in the whole world.
I usually don't do the other word.
No, that one. No, that's cookie and a nap. That is cookie and a nap. Is it? And for the record, we're not high.
For the record, right? Irma and I just come from an alternate universe, and the planet is.
We get in the champagne planet, and we just can't help it. We just start giggling. It's just our thing, and I love that people love it, and hopefully people are enjoying it.
I hope it helps bring a smile and
I bring a smile, and I have to do a disclaimer, like not high at 10 a.m.
And I always forget. I'm like, really? People would think that? I think it's so funny,
I don't think they do anymore, because we've done a few of these now.
Right.
I think they did in the beginning. They were like, "Whoa, y'all are having fun."
What did they take? I want some of that.
I know, you can have some anytime.
Totally.
What can you tell us about what would be your hit or your take on Mercury retrograde in Gemini, since it's third house, since it's communication? What do you have to share on that?
Well, I think that this Aquarius Mercury retrograde is definitely the precursor to
Right.
how you're going to experience the next Mercury retrograde in Gemini.
That's good to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's good to know.
Back to the crown, clearing your crown, because you have to really tune in and go, am I sovereign in my space, or am I more connected to other people's ideas or other institutions' ideas? Or you got to really get in there and clean it out and decide for yourself what rings true, what's your truth. And
that is the most profound thing. I hope everybody does a rewind on this last piece, whatever the minute mark is on that. Really, right? Trust me on that. We need that.
We need
2021. That. Some of the observations that I've been seeing already, it was like, woo,
Nelly. As you clear your own crown, you'll be able to pick up your antennas, right? Your antennas will pick up when other people have a crown that's kind of, needs a cleaning.
You're like cleaning. Look at how polite she is. It just needs a cleaning.
Get some Windex in there. Shine you up a little bit.
No judgment. It just needs a cleaning.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it looks like your crown needs a cleaning.
You just killed me. Oh my gosh, you just killed me. Look, I'm okay. We got the eyes watering now. Okay, good. It wouldn't be complete if my eyes were not watering. Okay.
Right, so just try that method out, because that will really help you align with Jupiter in Pisces. That's going to be part
which we love. Tell us about it, nice woman.
That's going to be part of. Let's see. We've got
May 14th.
May 14th. So that's going to be an energy now, part of this Mercury retrograde in Gemini with the lunar eclipse.
Right.
So here we've got so we want to be preparing now.
That's why I'm telling y'all now. We're telling y'all now. That's why.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Right. So just know how important it is to have a clear crown, because that's feeding you your information to the lower mercurial mind in Gemini. That's like, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. So if you have you're not quite sure what's going on, you're going to be saying yes to something you don't really understand what you're saying yes to. It's an ultimate gaslighting, I think.
I have a question for you. What would be a great way for people to not get into the negative aspects of both Gemini and Pisces, right? Pisces negative is addiction, is to be checked out, is to be confused. You mentioned gaslighting, that, there's gaslighting that goes around with that. And then, of course, Gemini, Mercury can be you can be overwhelmed, right? Mercury energy. That's why I think for me, a good solution in retrograde, and we learned this from the wonderful Kim Marie, our teacher at Evolutionary Astrology. She's always, inviting folks to get unplugged and get in nature.
Yes.
Especially when you become overloaded mentally. There's too much. I can't take any more information. I've done 3 meetings today, whatever it is, just so I'm going to go outside and just put my feet on the ground, or, here we're so blessed. We can go to the national park or whatever it is. Okay. So that I think for Gemini is a good remedy. What would you say would be some remedies for Pisces energy?
Well, I think, Irma, you really just called it, because in the body. So I think, first of all, being more connected to your body. You're here as a soul on purpose in the physical world, and the body is your home. Right. So we got to take care of our bodies. Full moon and Virgo will help us, get clear, more clear.
Yeah. And what we need to do. Yeah.
Right. So that's reducing, part of, Pisces energy being a water element in the illusions and the escaping, and it's too overwhelming. Water, where do we go? We go to alcohol, because it's available, it's easy to get, and it's an okay thing in our society.
Right.
And everybody's drinking at home. So probably they're drinking at home more because they're not driving or at a bar or a club and spending money. They're like, well, let me drink the rest of the tequila bottle.
Right.
Do it.
I might have done that a couple of times.
Okay. But have a conversation with your liver before you make that decision.
Right.
And go put your hands on your liver and go, hi liver, how do you feel about me drinking 3 more of these drinks? And liver's gonna be like, fuck, don't do it.
Shannon Shannon just did that. Oh my gosh. Shannon became completely gangster right now. Did you guys see that?
I was impersonating the liver. Wasn't that crazy?
That was my liver in the 80s.
Right. Liver is a seat of rage. An imbalanced liver G is going to be pissed.
No, you flipping the bird was totally my liver in the 80s.
I had to do it. No, I had to do it. It was a good shocker. It was a good shocker.
That's right. Be nice to your liver.
Right. So then, yeah, I just really wanted to display the power of the liver.
We're in a pandemic. Be nice to your liver.
Yeah, be nice to your liver. Why? Because it does so many functions in the body. It's really busy. It has a lot to do. It's the in traditional Chinese medicine, it's the general.
Right.
So we don't want to piss off the general.
No, you don't.
No, we want to be friends.
No, you do. That's right.
We want to follow Thich Nhat Hanh and his beautiful meditations that focus on your liver with a smile.
I love him so much.
Oh, me too.
We're so blessed he's on the planet right now.
I know.
Yeah,
totally.
we're just so blessed for Tay. Tay is, yeah, here, cheers to Tay. Amazing. What beautiful, profound energy he has. If people are new to him, to Thich Nhat Hanh, Peace is Every Step, is a great book by him. That was one of the ones that I started with. Wonderful spiritual teacher.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you for bringing him up.
Yes, I never forgot his smiling.
Yeah, I know, smiling to your internal organs, which is very kind of Taoist. You know, there's some Taoist practices where you do that, but I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. That's great.
And in the body, the Pisces rules the feet.
Right.
So, right. And then you're saying get your feet on the ground, go out in nature. Because Irma and I, we were talking maybe last month or something, a couple weeks ago. When you get those bare feet on the earth, because that's Pisces, your soul, making a connection to Mother Earth, and you tune in, you drop in, ground, sit on the ground, really feel the peace that comes when you're in nature and connecting to Earth, because the Earth will never lie to you, right? And that's part of the Gemini lunar eclipse, retrograde, Mercury journey that we're heading into in May. It's when your crown is clear, it's your knowledge. You're going to know, your body's going to tell you the truth because you're going to resonate or not. And then you're going to connect down to the earth, feel safe, nourished, and held. And you can ask Mother Earth, is this true? And the earth will never lie to you.
I love that. I go to a rock out here, you know, I call it the mothership.
Yeah.
And this rock has a space literally that your butt fits in.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
It's so cool. I've taken a lot of people out to this rock, this particular rock. And it's one of those things like, was it there already, you know, in the rock, or is it kind of the intention because so many people have gone out and sat in this, you know, it's kind of interesting to think of the story of this particular rock. It's this huge formation in Joshua Tree Park. It's in Indian Cove, my favorite place. I have taken people to this rock that are like, I don't ever get anything. I don't know what you intuitive people are talking about. And I'm like, sit your butt down on that rock and I'll come back in about 20 minutes. But you just sit your butt down on that rock. This is a true story. I've done this. Okay. And I come back and people have gone like, you could just the look on their face. Like they got it. Like that rock will speak to you. That is an ancient being. That's why I call it the mothership, because it's the freaking mothership. It's really powerful. And I can't tell you how many people have gone out there and just, you know, with an expectation of not so much like, oh, this is stupid, but just like, obviously they don't think that because they're there, but they just are not thinking they're going to have an experience because they haven't. So I found nature is a beautiful place for people to have an intuitive experience, like you were saying, about Earth telling you the truth in that moment. Right. And yeah, I mean, that being, it's like, that is such a conduit for universal knowledge, the mothership. You know, that's what, because it's such an ancient being. It's been there so long. We don't know how long the park's even been there. And if anybody's been there, it literally looks like you're on another planet, which I love. It has a topography that, you know, is really all its own. So my question for you, we were talking about this a little bit and without going too deeply into it, but we were talking about the collective spells that humanity is having some issues with. I just had just recently, like in the last 48 hours, I could really see a spin on a news story, and I'm not going to get into all of it, but just for context, I could see the spin on this news story and how it was very alarmist. It was presented as being very wrong and very alarmist. And I was like, that doesn't really feel totally accurate to me. That feels like this is getting a rise out of people, right? So I just did a little research. I mean, it took me all of like 10 minutes to follow the breadcrumbs on this one story and how it was tweaked and it wasn't entirely true. And that's how it is. It's a little bit it was true, but a lot of it wasn't
a little
true.
bit spell to work.
And so I looked at that and I went, this is what's getting people with misinformation, and is that they're not doing the research. And I think one thing people really need to get, and this is another beautiful thing that we've gotten from our wonderful teacher, Kim Marie, there's a lot of intentional misinformation. There's a lot of misdirection happening. I was joking with Shannon about, look at my earrings, maybe not look at, if my hair's a mess, I'll wear fabulous earrings. So you look at those. It's all about where you direct. We were laughing about that. It's all about where you direct your attention, right? So there's a lot of misdirection happening now, and it's going to continue, whether it be Gemini season, Pisces season, whatever it is. So so I love what you said about opening your crown, keeping your, and I guess the bottom line is, this is where our teachings always intersect, my dear friend, is it's all about keeping yourself clear. Right. And also having the awareness like, hey, I'm not clear right now. I've got mixed signals. I got the fish going, they're going all different directions. I have to get off the internet. I have to meditate or go in nature or whatever it is. But what do you think would be, when we're in, what's the medicine, when we're in Jupiter? We talked about how there's people magic with Jupiter and Pisces, right?
Yes. Right, because Jupiter is going to expand. Jupiter is the ancient ruler. Before Neptune was discovered, Jupiter was assigned the sign of Pisces. So he's the ancient ruler of that. So I like to look at like, okay, well, how did the ancients connect or understand Pisces? Through the
Is that a co-ruler, Shannon? So it's co-ruled, or do they not necessarily look at it like what's one of the 7 luminaries, right? So we're in ancient astrology, but I think because we're in modern times, it's now, Neptune gets the billing. Neptune gets the billing. I get you.
The billing, exactly. Exactly. So I like to look at the Jupiter, like, well, what was it like when it was Jupiter ruling it? Because that's just going to give you another lens of understanding and possibly past life connections when you were there before Neptune was discovered.
Right when you were saying that, I'm like, you were so there, sister. I can see those like sparks coming off your sleeves right now.
Really?
Like,
so cool.
Can y'all see that? The sparks off her her little like what is it? What's that line? In my Merlin sleeves, from Bernie Taupin.
Oh,
like I know. I just saw that. That was so cool. Anyway,
so cool.
That is cool.
Oh wow, that's cool. I think my feeling is when Jupiter's in Pisces, it's reminding us of our eternal nature as a soul, and that we are here to expand our eternal nature as a soul through the physical body, in the physical world. And it goes back to what you were saying about the ether. Right. So I feel like there's
bringing it down.
Bringing it down. Right. I think that's really when people ask, why am I here? To bring the ether down, to expand it and, go into the beauty of the Pisces energy. That's, the school of fish. That's the yin and the yang that, can see both sides, can have a universal perspective of, instead of the Gemini, which is like down on the ground, what's going on? I can't figure it out and I'm getting dizzy.
Right.
Pisces is like, well, let's open them up and look up at the stars and then get our answers from this understanding.
I love that. That's beautiful. The other thing I got, tied into your why are we here, and this has been pretty easy to forget in a pandemic, let me tell you, is we're here to experience love and joy. Yes. That's why we came here. Yes. We came here to create in joy and to create in love, right? All the wisdom teachings tell us that. The healing angels tell us that. Right? That's what we're here to do. And it's really easy to forget when there's so much stress and uncertainty and just all of this stuff going on. But Pisces, I love it because it's such a beautiful energy. And I think not only because Capricorns have a fishtail, of course, so we can relate to that. It's like the subtone of my sun because, my Saturn is in Pisces. So I learned that from Merle, from GB, the whole subtone thing. So that makes sense. I'm a very Piscean goat. I am. I love.
So you're really embodying the ancient energy of Capricorn because you're back to the tail. When it was the tail.
Thank you.
Later on, it became the goat on the mountain, but before that, it was the one who swam in the stars.
Right, and I'm comfortable with that. Not a lot of Capricorns are really comfortable in the water, with that energy, and I'm very comfortable with it and surrounded by water. I get water people, at a pretty
to an amazing degree, and you have your Saturn ruling Capricorn and Pisces.
Yeah, that's why, I think that's why I have that. So, well, thank you. That was so sweet. But yeah, I think that's one of the things, like you said, is 12th house. Yeah. This is another interesting thing. 12th house rules confinement. We've all been confined to our homes, haven't we?
Right. And isn't Neptune in Pisces about epidemics and pandemics as well?
It is. Yeah. Right. Oh, and then let's throw in the same the same nodes we had in 1918 for this Spanish flu. There's all kinds of wild, like we could have a whole conversation just on that.
We think it's 2020, 2021, but it really is it 1918 and we just have different clothes on?
I'm so grateful we have the internet. I was just thinking, I was talking to
we have the internet now.
Oh my gosh. It's like, this is another interesting thing to think about. In 1918, I have said this before, so people have seen this post, but not everybody. In 1918, the problem they had was it was not enough information. If you didn't, like, as far as how to get information on what was going on in the pandemic, because of course there was no internet. Right. There were newspapers were big. What if you didn't get a newspaper? What if you lived remotely? What if you were way out in a rural area and you didn't get a newspaper? Like people in the cities kind of did better in the sense because they had more information, which is an interesting thing to think about. We're at the opposite. We have too much information.
Right. Isn't that
it's like that great police song, it's just too much. It's like too much information around my brain, driving me insane or whatever it says. That's the thing. It's like Gemini, when you overload it with information, right? That's when it's not fun.
No.
That's when it's right? Yeah.
Right? Because if you were paying attention to that news story this morning and had an alarmist kind of weaving into it to elicit a certain kind of response in people who don't know that they're not paying attention to that. Right. Or maybe they're not fully in their body because they're at fear. And they get that and they're like, oh my God, and then everybody's, oh my God. And then Irma's in her body checking in and going, I'm going to spend 10 minutes and kind of look at this. Oh, I see what's going on. Right. So then
it's like this stuff is so manipulated and and it's also so much. On purpose. It's so much confirmation bias. It's like the ultimate game of red car when you're a kid. Remember? Let's try to find
red car. Oh, but when you look for the red car?
When you look for the red car and you see 20 of them in 10 minutes because you're looking for it. Yes. Right? It's like those games you played as a kid, red car, blue car, whatever it was. We used to play those.
Well, that's a very Jupiter and Pisces because when you look at physics and, whatever you're observing changes.
Right.
So here you are looking for the red car. Of course, you're going to create 20 red cars.
And also, then the other part of that equation is about intention.
Yes.
You have an intention to see a red car, so you see lots of them.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the thing that, I wish that what would be the thing information to get out in this period is that be very mindful of, like I said, if you see, if it doesn't pass the smell test or whatever,
there you go.
Then, because Casey said a lot about this. I mean, Edgar Casey said quite a bit about this time period and about the misinformation. And you know what he said everybody needed? And this ties into my wonderful, I'm teaching intuitive development in April. Level 1, level 2's in May, but he said everybody needs this. You need a fired up third eye. And you need a decalcified pineal gland.
Yes.
And meditation.
You have a tincture for that?
What was that? Do I have a remedy for
that of decalcifying the pineal gland?
I should make one.
I know.
I was told though that when you meditate and you bring a lot of light through, that it really does help with
Helps break it
decalcification of the, it does. Yeah. And of course, you know, smart things like avoiding fluoride, don't use fluoride toothpaste, things of that nature. But that's the thing, right? If this is fired up, this is honestly why I know the people that are doing the best through this, I have to say, are people who have their intuition turned on, right?
Yep, yep, yep. They're able to see through the mist.
There's so much junk. And, you know, we talked about this spell, all these spells that people, you know what I love now? I'm seeing a lot of little counter spells. Like I love to see people go, like putting it on Facebook, like I'm going to experience this. Like the next time, you know, like they're putting it out there, and yet it is like a spell. You're speaking it to power. That's another thing, right? Speak truth to power. So that's really the positive aspect, how we can avoid all this yuck, to just, you know, the swamp, as Merle used to call it. Can avoid the swampy aspects and get up in the more cosmic celestial aspects of Pisces, which are beautiful, which are like everybody really forever. Everybody what?
Everybody really wants to be there because that's where we're from.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Love, kindness, unconditional forgiveness, you know, that Christ consciousness, or, you know, however you want to explain that. I just like to use that as a term, but it's like that that universal awareness of we're all one.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say unity consciousness. The keepers call it unity consciousness. Same thing, oneness. And then again, we're not talking about a BS spiritually bypassing, you know, aspect of oneness, because like, oh, you don't have, you know, let's pretend that, what is it, toxic love and light. We're not talking about that. We're talking about sometimes you have to go down in the deep areas. And that's what retrogrades or Mercury retrogrades, I think, are great for, right? Like, why am I thinking this weird jacked up thing that doesn't help my reality
at all? And
those are the things that will come up, right? In a Mercury retrograde, especially, this is the exciting part of an air, of 3 of them in air.
Yes.
Because it's going, don't you think? Because it's going to be mental attitudes. It's going to be actual thought forms. Like this thought form, this is BS, this is limiting. I don't like, we're going to take that, we're going to put that in the circular file, and we're going to keep rolling.
Right in the black hole, you know,
we're going to transmute it with the violet flame and get on with our day, right? Exactly. So that, I love that. I think that would be, that's the invitation. I feel, of the next 6 months, and we'll meet again in the summer.
Yeah, I'm excited when we meet again, because I know you're the ox as well. He's like, slow down. Yeah, the air is going to spin you because it doesn't have a body, so it's going to be like, right. Horse is like, or you know, ox is like, I'm in the body. I'm a bull. I'm a cow. I like chomping on the grass.
Yeah, exactly.
I like smelling the roses.
I know. I like just hanging out, and it's beautiful, right? I love and I think it's really a return to what's beautiful, right? Like sitting around going, wow, this planet is beautiful, right? Yeah. Like you said, the ox just chomping its grass, being mellow. Yeah. Not in a rush.
Not in a rush.
Anywhere.
Have nice long eyelashes. I love cows. They're so cool. I had on it with daisies. Great.
Oh, I know. Don't you love that? They are cool.
They are
cool. How are we doing on time? Well,
oh, we got about 10 minutes.
Okay. I don't think if there's anything else I could ask my wizardly friend.
Oh, I do have one thing I noticed when you were sharing earlier. Sorry, then.
No, please do. Please do.
On the full moon Saturday, Venus is going to be 2 degrees Pisces.
Right.
So when Jupiter's in Aquarius, but it will dip his toes into the energy of Pisces at 2 degrees.
Oh, so really?
I feel like the tap into the Venus energy under this full moon, because it's a taste of the big soup pot that's coming.
Oh, so this is like a little microcosm version of Jupiter in Pisces.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
See, you guys. I was like, oh my God, I see the connections.
That's amazing. I need to check out, I'll check out the Sabian symbols. Got to give a little plug here, you know. I'm Cosmic Weathers at Patreon, patreon.com.
Yes, I joined. It's so great.
Thank you so much for your support. And thank you everybody that's there right now. Just to let you know, the subscriber group has been archived at Facebook. That material is now at Patreon. We're having fun over there. I'll share those links again, patreon.com/Cosmic Weather. That's where that subscriber group is now. And the tiers start at just $11 a month for you to get in on that community over there. And oh, thank you. Thank you. I love it. And Shannon's over there. So, you guys got to come over.
Yeah,
I'm going to be doing more, I'm going to be doing more fun stuff. I'm going to look into maybe how to do videos there and stuff down the road, but I'm just getting going with that community over there, right? We just started at the beginning of February. So, get on over there, y'all, at Cosmic Weather. Again, the reporting, and it starts at $11 a month. Some more plugs. Shannon, our wonderful, illustrious, wizardly friend. Please visit her at Lunar Ladies. There's a group. She's got a group. She has a Facebook page, and a group Facebook page and website. And the website again, Shannon, is at lunarladies.com.
Yes.
Lunarladies.com. If you want to get in the website for that. Also, consider having a reading with this fine woman. As you can see, it'll blow your mind. You'll listen to it again and again. It'll be especially, I do a soul return with Shannon every year for my birthday. And I really appreciate it. There's so many little gems of information in there that I listen to the recording like a weird super fan, but.
Well, what's funny is sometimes I'm like, get the reading because you're like helping me have fun because I love looking at your chart. So
that's so nice. That's so nice.
Your chart. It's
I'm so glad to hear that. That's so nice. That's very sweet. And I know that you put that amount of work and effort into every chart that you do, because I've heard from other lunar ladies that have had their charts done. So also Shannon generously shares a lot of free information on her pages and group. So check that out, everybody. Lunar Ladies. Another thing, we've got a virtual tip jar that we're putting out there, and we will be splitting that amongst us today. So if you feel inclined, even if it's
offering, so nice.
Yeah. Even if it's just a couple bucks, this is your time. I really appreciate it. So everybody, I've got that those links at Venmo and PayPal. And also, I just shared both of our respective YouTube channels in a post. And I really recommend this recording. I know a lot of folks are working and they're not going to catch this live. So, they'll catch the replay. And that'll be at both of our channels. This was amazing today. As always, I could talk to you forever. I know you have things to do today. We are going to get back together in summer.
Yes.
So just to kind of recap, what is it? Be the fifth element.
Yeah, seriously, please.
Yeah, please, for humanity's sake, be the fifth element, and keep that crown chakra clear. Shannon gave you some really good information about that, right? Stay in your body. Go hug a tree.
2021. With the awakening and the resetting of our sovereignty and our creativity and and we can transmute and transform. I feel like the next of one of our sleeping, what is it? Can't think of the word, but this latent talents as souls, as ethers taking physical form is telepathy. That wants to come back online.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. That's very Piscean.
Totally. I was trying to think what was it I wanted to
say? Telepathy is extremely Piscean. And this is another thing that Casey talked about that would be coming online. Especially I'm really excited about when you think about, the sun won't be in Pisces anymore, but it'll be interesting to see what other aspects are traveling, when Jupiter is in Pisces. So we'll look at that.
Could you imagine? So next year when the sun, Jupiter, and Neptune have a conjunction,
we're like, whoa, oh my goodness.
Yay.
You know what? I'm doing a retreat. I swear, I'm doing a retreat. Everybody come out to Joshua Tree. We're going to do a retreat. That's going to be some lovely energy to be swimming around in.
Yeah, totally. Especially if you take us to the Integratron or something like that. Who knows?
You know what? Speaking of that, thanks for everybody that's been patient. I've been really, itching to have live events again, and I've been having a lot of fun on Zoom, which I appreciate. But I did retreats and live events. Just to put it out there, I'm definitely going to do something in Sedona in 2022. Nice. And Shannon and I have been kicking around that idea. So we might have a little collaborative cosmic lunar ladies event in Sedona in 2022. So just putting that out there. Okay. And the Integratron, they're only doing very small groups, but I've been in contact with them because I lead groups out there, people. Integratron.com, incredible sound chamber out here in the middle of nowhere. Built on 3 ley lines. And the reason that they know that is because the Venusians told them, but that's like a whole other story. But anyway, that's a whole other great story. Yeah, I mean, it is a time machine in a spaceship, and it's like 15 minutes from my house. So I don't think that was really an accident. That's it's a spaceship. I call it the spaceship. When you get in there, you will go outside space and time, pretty much guaranteed. Even if you fall asleep, you just might not remember it as much. Right. But that's another place that everybody has an experience there. Yeah. Everybody. No matter everyone has an experience. I have just speaking on that really briefly. I have a wonderful former student and client that took her mother out there that was rather skeptical, shall we say, from Orange County, California. She had a neck. This is an absolute true story. She had a neck injury issue, had been to chiropractors, massage people, everybody. It just was chronically giving her lots of trouble. She went out there, and not only do they have a sound bath, you can book extra time where you can hang out on the property, and they have wonderful hammocks, and just, you could just hang out in the energy. It's beautiful. At the end of the day, she had no more pain, and I emailed them, and she remained out of pain. Wow. And this story. She had pain for almost 20 years.
Oh my God.
And was an older woman. And this is only one of stories about how magnetically powerful that property is. And it's, my wonderful friend Kristen, she might be working, she might watch the replay. Kristen Dewan, love you, sister. We've led to, I know, hi, we love you. We've led some groups of folks out there. So that's going to be, these are all wonderful things that are in our future. We're going to get back to the Tron. And we're going to get back to Sedona, and it is going to be magnificent. Yes. And not only that, though, we get to bring all of our new tools, energy, and awareness to these events, which that's why I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be fabulous. So everybody start planning.
Yeah, start a little, start your own little tip jar for that. Like put
exactly. Put things away, and all of a sudden you'd be shocked. You're like, oh my God, I have enough to go and more.
That's right. Start putting a little couple bucks away, it'll be here before we know it. So thank you so much. Yeah. You're wonderful. It's always amazing.
Irma, this is always a great time on the Cosmic Couch.
Cosmic Couch with Shannon. Yay. So everybody, again, we appreciate your support. We have a virtual tip jar, anything in there. We'd really, really appreciate it. And lunarladies.com, my website, if anybody's interested, irmakayesawyer.com. That's K with an E. Have a beautiful new website by Haley Rising of Rising Designs.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Want to give her a shout out. I finally have a website that I really love. And it's easy to use. It's user friendly. I've had so many websites that they're just clunky, and they're, they just are too complicated or whatever, because I have a lot of things that I do on there, right? We've got crystal sales and readings and all of these things that I do, and you want to be able to have it where you can figure it out. Yeah, I know. It's like,
not frustratingly.
my other websites were like my handwriting. It's like, it's pretty. Your handwriting. Say it's pretty, but no one can read it. So this is a website that is pretty, and it actually works really well. So that's
what we like.
That makes my Virgo stellium so happy, right?
Yes. Very much so, because you can get work done, you can be of service.
Yes.
It looks gorgeous.
And it looks great. It looks beautiful. Yeah. So if anybody needs any, I highly recommend Haley. She's a wonderful Capricorn sister. Great work ethic. That's important
Right.
to me.
Yeah.
And not only,
Hire
yeah, not
done.
only, they're good for getting stuff done. Not only that though, but she has a really beautiful eye. A lot of the images that you see at Cosmic Weather were designed by Haley.
Yeah,
Just in case you guys want to know who's behind those. I always tag her in them, but this kind of makes it a little more. But she's at Rising Designs at Facebook if people want to check her out. But everybody visit Shannon. Consider getting a service, a solar return.
Yeah,
something like
come
that.
on over. We'll have fun.
You know, another thing too is what you can do in person is this is what I'm totally dying about. I had one of these from Shannon in Sedona, sound healing from Shannon, y'all.
Yeah, my forks are getting rusty over here. I need to
Oh my gosh, you guys.
start using them. I also
That's
teach
one
people how to
thing.
use tuning forks too.
What was that?
I also teach, I have a course that I did last year during the 2020 time. I had 7 wonderful students that went through my sound.
And 2 of them were my friends.
Yes, and 2 of them were your friends. We had so much fun. We did
I heard nothing but
therapy.
Shannon, I heard nothing about amazing things about that course. That would
Thank
be great
you.
if you offered that again. And
I'm looking at the timing to put it out there, but I think I'll probably do it pretty soon.
oh, good.
But you could be I have certified sound healing practitioner. So you get your forks, you learn how to use them, then you're in business.
Well, and you know, just another little side note. This is another area. I don't know if people realize how wizardly Shannon is with these things. I can't even remember what it was, but I said something, I got something in a dream or a download, and you go, oh, well, in the forks, remember, and you're like, oh, that was like the God frequency.
Oh, yes.
Remember that? And she like brought and it was just like
cord.
out of her brain, just boom. And I'm sitting there like, this
is just like, wow, you got that in a dream, the God cord? Like, whoa.
No, but I didn't know it was the God cord until you told me it was. So see, you need both of these things.
You need both.
That's why we're the dynamic duo. That's why
totally.
Because I'll get the thing and I'll be like, what does it mean? And then Shannon will be like, oh, it's the God cord.
Looking through the Shanopedia. Oh, God cord, here you go.
Shanopedia. Can we just keep strumming the God cord until people like forever?
Totally, forget Kumbaya. Let's go for the God cord.
Go for the God cord until everybody gets
campfire.
Until we get on board with the magic bus and the peace train. We're just gonna keep playing the God cord. Okay, on that note, that's a good note to say. To say peace out, everybody. We love you. Namaste.
Thank you.
And everyone have a great day. And we'll be talking to you later. We'll be coming live again on the Cosmic Couch in a few months.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Looking forward. Bye.